Success is not things. Success isn't a nice house or a nice car or a great job or even a great relationship. Success comes from within. The idea of success that we have created as a society is this grandiose lifestyle that creates a lot of maintenance. That is, once most people achieve it, they become miserable. They become extremely depressed because they realize that that's not the answer. The answer isn't to become rich and famous. The answer isn't in materialistic things, even though we do need materialistic things to survive, such as food and water, and that is true wealth. True wealth is good water, good food, and some shelter to preserve the beautiful life in which you are. But these things have become damaging to every child's psyche that is growing up in this world because they think success is to be rich and famous, and that is a social success maybe, but it is not a existential success in life, because you can outwardly have a beautiful life and have a great job, have a great relationship, have great and expensive things that are made out of good value, good materials, but if inside you are depressed, you are tired, you are lacking joy and a zest for life, then what is the point of all of those things? Why even have any of that in the beginning? Why even have any of that to begin with? It seems pointless. True success is internal. True success is well-being from inside. It is what first and foremost matters before anything else is even achieved. Even achievement is a societal success that we put on ourselves. We say, if I get another degree, if I write another book, or do these things in this world, then I will be happy, then I will be worthy. But doesn't ever end. It never does. There is no end. Because out in the world, it is limitless and it is completely endless things you can do. You can get as many degrees as you want, you can write as many books as you want, etc., etc., but it is not going to shift how you feel inside at all. You might for a little while. You might feel good for a little while, a little elation, and then it will disappear. So why this way? We have looked outside of ourselves for so long that it seems crazy to even look within, because it seems like everything's out there. Even our bodies look like they're outside of ourselves. But everything is within. And without that well-being, without that knowing and feeling of success inside, there will be nothing worthwhile on the outside, and everything that once made you happy will make you sad. You will start to feel like life is pointless and that there's no end to it and it's just suffering, because life is suffering. There is endless suffering. We can suffer being poor, we can suffer being rich, and there are people that are right now, and there's people that are suffering amazing jobs. There's people that are suffering having a lot of possessions, because there is no end to the suffering. It doesn't stop if we're not okay inside. If you're not okay inside, anything you do outside it's not going to change how you feel. There isn't enough things that you can do or say that will change how you feel inside. You know, we can come up with these life philosophies, we can come up with all this stuff, but in the end, it's us. It's solitude in those times of when we're alone with ourselves. In those moments, that's the true test of can we even sit with ourselves? Because that is the life. There's the most profound moments is when you're all alone. Because in the end, we were alone in the beginning, we will be alone when we die. But we're not alone. We have each other. There is no separation, actually. It just seems like we're alone. But when you spend time with yourself like you would with a friend, there is a lot of benefit to that. 2 minutes a day or something, or just spending time with you, because you are the most important thing in your life. Your well-being. Because without your well-being, you can't even give to anybody else anything of value. The idea has been so damaging of the idea of success in this world, and it is shifting, and we are awakening to it as a collective consciousness. And that's why we're not alone. Even when you're alone, you're never alone. I know that sounds weird, but even when you're completely alone, it's just you and nature, or it's just you and yourself, me, myself, and I. There is something there with you, always. We are a collective consciousness. We're not just one single consciousness that it looks like. We are all together in consciousness. We are never alone, even when we are alone. And the suffering can end, and we are shifting to a place where we realize as a collective consciousness, that I believe, because I see a lot of people realizing it also, that we are moving beyond this materialistic, because wanting to become rich and famous for absolutely no reason other than to feel good inside, or wanting these external things so we can feel good inside, that type of thing going on. We are waking up to it and realizing that it's not working, because it hasn't been working, and people are still hurting inside, and realizing that even when they get everything that they wanted and everything that they could ever dream of happened to them, it happened, and they're sitting there and they realize that they're still miserable. What do? People are realizing this, and they're waking up. We shift our focus inside of ourselves to where everything starts from in the beginning. and to realize that everything starts with us, with you. It starts with you. It doesn't start with your neighbor. Doesn't even start with your significant other. It starts with me. It starts with you. It starts with us. It starts with the very person that is there right now, watching this on the other side of the screen. It starts with you. And then it starts with me. And I realized about a year or two ago that I was the biggest problem in my life. I was the problem 99% of the time. And the other 1% where it was other people's problems, well, I was able to clearly see that it wasn't my problem. It was their problem. So when we begin to see that everything's human, the center of human experience is within us, and it doesn't come from outside of us in any way, that can shift and transform everything. You can be in ecstasy and bliss, and you can be super duper happy all the time for no reason. It's just a deep, deep joy that's deep within, and it's like a child that they don't even know why. They don't have a reason. You don't need a reason to be content. You don't need a reason to be happy. It's just there. It's like breathing. It's like air. That is available to every single person, and that is a fulfilled life. If you can access that dimension within you, that is truly a fulfilled life, well lived, because everything else is falling apart. Everything else, I'm going to die. I wish myself a very long life, but I am going to die. And so will this tree behind me one day, and everything behind me, all these plants, everything is going to die one day. And that is the beauty of life. Part of the beauty of life is we're mortal. We don't have very long to exist here. We don't have a lot of time to rush around and be miserable. The existence is here to enjoy it. We've created a world that has lots of things to enjoy, but we have had a very hard time as a society actually enjoying what we have created, or the actual creation that is here that we haven't created. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. Much love. Thank you for watching.